Good morning. So today I am going to be cooking beef bourguignon, Delia Smith style. I love Delia Smith, I have to say. She's been a heroine, is that the right word I'm going for? Ever since I first started to want to cook from university, I bought her cookery course book. It was like this. It was a good doorstop as well when you needed it. And I've probably done nearly every single recipe. That's where the lemon curd came from. That's where many recipes of venison at Christmas came from, and lots in between. Beef bourguignon is a really easy dish to do because there's not many parts to it, and you can use your slow oven, and that obviously saves on electric, putting your big oven on and you put it in a pot and it cooks away, so you don't have to get the most expensive meat. I bought this amount of beef, and for me this will do probably 3 with lots of veg and some potatoes. So you need beef, doesn't have to be the top because it's going to cook for a long time. Lovely chestnut mushrooms. Now it does suggest pancetta bacon, so this part, this really chunky with the fat on. If you don't want to spend this money, just buy some bacon and cut it up. It does the same job, trust me. Then you need onions. Now it does say shallots, and it does make a difference. I know they're slightly more expensive. There's about 8 here, which I'm going to put in because that really gives a lot of flavour to it. You do need a little bit of flour, and then the only other thing you need, does make a difference, trust me, is red wine. And this is from France, it's a Merlot. So that will be going in. And basically, apart from salt and pepper, little garlic if you're into it, some thyme, you need thyme as well to cook, olive oil, and a pan. This sort of shape is good to start cooking it with before you put it in your slow oven. So the first job and order of the day is to get your beef cooked. Not cooked through, but browned. And the best way to do this is put your pan on, and you want it quite hot. You want a sizzly sort of sound when you put your beef in. So there I'm just getting this a little hotter, and you know when it's going to get hot because you can hear it about to sizzle, and you can always test it with a tiniest little piece. Nowhere near yet. Can't even hear a sizzle. You can hear the oil sizzling. Just put a handful in at a time. So I'm just doing a very slow job of peeling all these shallots. I love the word shallot. It always reminds me of Madame Cholet in the Wombles. You'll only know if you're English. And again with the mushrooms, you can use tiny mushrooms, big mushrooms chopped up, whatever you prefer to make this beautiful dish with. That's the first lot browned. I'm going to go and add all the rest and get that all browned ready. All the meat is brown. I'm going to pop these shallots in with a little bit extra. So this is how they'll start, and then they will cook down, and we want them to get caramelized. I love that word. You just cook them in the oil relatively slowly. They don't take long to go brown and get that lovely nutty oniony smell. I love that, you know. Once the onions have gone that little extra brown, I'm just going to turn that up a bit. We then add the meat back in that we've cooked, and that's when we add the flour. The flour is a thickening agent, and it will thicken up the sauce of the meat, the onions, bring it all together. So when you add the wine, that actually soaks up all of that and makes that wonderful sauce. Now I know you always ask what I'm wearing, and today I've got, you can hear flip-flops. But this beautiful skirt I got from quite a little hippie shop, as you can see. It's a very floaty skirt, and I love it. Just towards the end of that time, add your pancetta or your bacon. It's in a slight different order on the recipe, but I prefer it when they're cooked at this point, because I think the flavour of the bacon really grabs the onions. Well, that's the colour of the onions and the pancetta that you'll be wanting. Then you've got to add your beef back in. This is the size of my slow oven. It's only small. I wish I'd bought bigger. I bought it when I first moved here. But in one way, it means you eat it all up relatively quickly. I don't have a big freezer. So that's going to take a little bit to cook back up and get a little browner all together. So we just shake this little bit of flour. And I'll use that to stir in, because then I can get the rest of the flour off the big spoon. Delia Smith's recipes are really, really simple and you can't go wrong. So if you're new to cooking and you're about to start university, buy Delia Smith's Basic Cookery Cookbook. It's a chunky one and it's got the basics. Boiled eggs, simple. How to do really easy food. Breakfast, lunch, snacks, soups, curries. What to do with a roast chicken. That's your cheapest, simplest meal if you are wanting to cut down on the cost of buying things, particularly something I learnt at university. You buy a full whole chicken, get them off the market, they're really good. And you cook your roast chicken, you do a full roast dinner. I will do a full roast dinner on here and show you how simple it is to do. So you pour it in, you'll soon know if you need a little more. And you just stir around, getting all that flour that might have stuck to the bottom, the onions that have caramelised, and stir it round in that red wine. Oh my goodness, look at this. That looks gorgeous already. I could just nibble that. Beef Bourguignon, Delia Smith style. Now what to serve it with? Creamy mashed potato is gorgeous. Beautiful crisped parsnips done in the oven, be lovely. Brussels sprouts, it'd be perfect. There you are, one lovely dinner that you could create just for you, or if you want to do it for friends as well, there we are. It's a really easy dish to do. Hope you enjoy. I'll put the link on to Delia Smith and you have a rest of a lovely day. Bye for now.